order for the Ad Hoc Budget Committee and the agenda. First, we should take the roll.
Yes, we should. And I don't think Joe's not actually a member. Have 3 members. But we're only missing.
Well, I'm here.
That's 4. We're missing Pumpel.
Okay.
Sharon's not officially a member.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Sorry, just
So
1
who is the
second.
name? Who are we sending them to?
Oh, Dennis, but he's on a cruise.
Oh.
Everybody keeps disappearing.
I know.
Yeah. We have 4 of 6. Is that a quorum?
Yes.
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 Okay, then we can proceed. Please take the roll.
Okay. Dr. Cooper,
Here.
Brian Gazer,
Here.
Dr. Kelsall,
Here.
Trustee Klug,
Here.
Trustee Kunkel is absent, and Dennis Ryan is absent. Okay,
Okay.
let me find the agenda. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Just 1 second. There we go.
Okay,
I
so.
don't have the minutes ready. We're gonna have to
All right.
defer that to the.
So defer the approving the minutes till next time. So these are the items. I've more to go over the changes we made. It might be easiest show that and then the numbers work out.
So I met with Aaron last week and we mostly just kind of consolidated some of the line items. Specifically, this is like the first iteration of changes, and I'll go over the second iteration. I'll just tell you really quick. We just combined the meeting venue expenses and then the meeting refreshment expenses. And then Dr. Cooper and I went back through today and we reduced the meeting venue expenses to $8,000. That's for, those are the Cafe Le Cave, those are like the general meeting expenses. And then the meeting refreshment expenses, that's primarily Dunkin' Donuts and coffee for all the other meetings. So we figured we could probably scale that back to 2,500. Again, we're kind of trying first to balance and then also to incorporate funds for the anniversary celebration if we are able to go ahead with that. And then another change we made was the rental of the file storage facility. Dr. Cooper felt that we could look at a better way to manage that. If there's maybe somewhere here we could store files, or really just kind of see what's there and go through it and figure out, you know, how we could better manage that.
Currently, some of our records are in an offsite storage. The rental seems very high to me for some boxes. And so we first have to be able to get into the facility, working with Jeanette on that. And it just makes no sense to me of spending $2,200 to rent a place for a couple boxes. So
can't you digitize them and throw them out?
we have to check, you know, they have their records act. You have to be in compliance. Depends what the records are. Board minutes, probably not. Invoices, probably not. Personnel records, probably not. Depends what's in there. Problem is, we don't know what's in there. I didn't even know we had a storage facility. So anyway, maybe you guys want to buy a share. You can, you know, go in and maybe you'll find some old stuff. You know? Anyway, so I said, well, let's at least cut it in half budget wise. And so we're knocked off $1,100 off of that. So, and then we're putting in $5,000 for the anniversary celebration, just as a guess, because you just don't know at this time. And then we put a contingency line item for $930. Then that brings us in balance at $256,000. So Mara, why don't you go down those items again?
Just back to the contingency, there wasn't a line for other meeting expenses of 200, so we just took the whatever it was. Oh, hi, Aaron. I think it was $710 and combine that with the 200 to have the contingency of 930. And another, questionable, I guess, are the conferences, because we're not really sure if those are going to happen. I did go online and try to find out the registration fees and other associated fees, but either haven't been posted yet, or there's really no information. I don't even know if some of them are having conferences. So, that those funds are there, but we're not really sure if that's a good number or not.
Aaron, Mara and I, before the meeting, went through and finalized this budget. We sent a new copy. We just moved some money around so it balances.
Okay,
I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. All right, so we dropped the rental at a file storage facility in half to 1,100. We dropped the meeting venue expenses to 8,000. We dropped the meeting refreshments to 2,500.
Okay,
We put 5,000 in as the anniversary celebration.
right, okay,
We put a contingency line item of $930. That brings us to 256.
okay, contingency for what?
For whatever comes up you may need.
Okay,
It's a
Okay.
Small amount,
okay,
all right? So that's what we've done. That's what I recommend, that we can finish and get this approved today. Any questions or considerations or thoughts? Now's the time.
I just have a quick question. Ray, do you know where the storage is? Is it through a company or is it just a local
oh
storage?
yeah,
area?
it's up the road.
It's a safeguard storage.
It's a safeguard facility up the road, Manheim, like you just go up north on Manheim, it's right next to I think it's by the Des Plaines Water Tower, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But you actually have to go there because we used to have a storage facility. We had to request for a document and know exactly which box, and they would have to drive it over.
Right, so this isn't that kind of
Okay.
service where, right, like this is a do-it-yourself, like you don't have a
Self-storage.
basement, so you're renting a storage unit for your garage or your basement. This is, right, that's, all this is a you store it or a safeguard kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
Jeanette and Brendan and Brian have been using for years.
This seems like an extraordinary amount of money. I'm not happy with that. Is there any space here? We can bring those records back once we know what's in there?
Well, funny you mention that. So we have what Dr. Kelsel is describing. The city of Chicago has a contract with a company called R4 Services, where we archive all kinds of airport records. We could take the ONCC boxes and put them into the city archiving facility. And then we essentially, what would happen is if you need a box, we would have somebody pull it, we would pay a service. And so that would be budget that you don't need, and I would just pay for it directly. There is the opportunity to go there and open a box. I think that the con is that it's not designed to be self-service, right? Like it's a fully staffed facility. Like, for example, in residential sound, we've put, I'm gonna call it 500 or 600 boxes, banker boxes in that facility for all the homeowner files for O'Hare and Midway for like 15 years. And so my office has 600 boxes at this facility. Now, many of those we've scanned. So I think, yes, we can eliminate the expense and use the city facility. It's just less convenient. Now, Maura, I don't know how frequently Jeanette would go there. It seems like she would go there a few times a year to pull something. But yeah, we could do that.
Okay, well, we still have to figure out how to get in there and see what's in there and then take on. But
Yeah, Maura,
I
I actually was thinking about this. I do think you should just call Jeanette and ask if she can
Yes.
meet you there.
I did. I talked to her yesterday, so we're working on that.
Okay. So Dr. Cooper, on the issue of the budget, right? If it's helpful, you're talking about the rental of the file storage facility being $1,100 is bothering you?
No, it's 2,200 on there now. I cut it in half because I had no idea what we would have to do before and if.
Oh,
we could get out of it.
So there's a monthly rental. If it's helpful,
Right.
what we can do is take the monthly fee and just show it in parentheses as, you know, $150 a month times 12 months. And that way, at least we could validate it. So let
But
me
I'm
see.
hoping we're gonna be out of there before the end of the year. If that's-
We can do that. That's a lot of work for Maura because I'm not like that stuff's gonna have to get brought to the AAB. And we've got to do barcodes and box labels because it's got to get integrated into the city's official archiving system. Yes, we can do that in the next 3 months. That can be done. But that's no small feat because I don't know how many boxes you guys have. I don't know if you have 50 or 150 in that storage unit.
Well, that's all the unknown. And the first thing we have to do is get in there and see.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So maybe we can't do it right away. It can't be Mara's project. We gotta, I don't know what it takes. Do they do the barcoding or you do the barcoding? I mean,
No, these are ONCC boxes. The ONCC is going to have to barcode. Now, my office can help you, but I can't. These are not my files. These are
Right.
not
No,
City
no.
of Chicago files.
I understand it. So is the barcoding just the box?
Yes. What happens is you get barcode labels from the provider, and then you just label the box accordingly. And every box has a label with a barcode so that they can keep track of it for you.
Right.
So I think it's
Okay.
really about just describing the contents because it goes into a database and you got to submit an online request, you know, for pickup and all that jazz. We've done it many times. Like I know exactly how to do it. I just, again, I don't want to make a commitment to you because I don't know how many boxes are in that storage unit.
All right. Well, look, we'll put a budget amount in. Go
Right,
ahead, Joe.
do we even know what's in those boxes? Is there some sort of master?
Yes, all of you. Well, I don't know if you guys have an inventory, right? But it's all of your meeting minutes and your correspondence and your annual reports and your exhibits for, I don't know if it's the last 25 years worth of your stuff. I mean, Chairman, to your point, an inventory sure would be helpful right about now. I just don't know if anyone's ever done that. Now, that is something that Fran and Maura could do over the next few months. I just don't know if it's ever been done. Maura, I'm not aware of it. If it's on the S drive, I've never seen it. Right? Like, Chairman, you're talking about a box inventory. There are 53 boxes, and here's a list of boxes 1 through 53, and here's generally what the contents are.
Right.
It's possible that exists, but I don't think I've seen it.
You know, hopefully by
Right.
a year or two, so we can discuss the Record Retention Act too, because you don't have to do
Correct.
it forever.
Correct. Maura, when you did debriefing with Jeanette, do you remember ever talking about a box inventory?
I don't, but I can ask her.
I mean,
she
if-
told me
if-
that the space existed. She said like she hardly ever goes there and she didn't say much more besides that.
Okay, well, I'll suggest again, we can't answer that all now. Let's agree on some budget amount. And our goal will be to bring the records back, digitize them and take them into what you're offering, Aaron, and that would be great. So thank you.
So,
Anybody?
Dr. Cooper, one idea would be take the monthly expense that you pay now, multiply by 12, and then trim that, you know, with the hope that by the end of the calendar year, you've eliminated it, right? So for example, if the monthly expense is $180 a month times 12, whatever that number is, and then you can prorate that downward as, you know, we got to be out of this space by the end of 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, we could start this year.
Mhm.
I just think that I don't want to put pressure on you to empty that and eliminate it within the next 90 days.
Agreed. Agreed. So what's our monthly
It's
expense?
170.
170 times 12.
It's right about. 2,200 is.
$2,000.
Yeah.
we put it in half.
So we'll cut it in half. Even for 6 months.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So then we're back to what our estimate was originally. So you can make that note on there
Sure.
when we,
Mhm.
so we'll mark that as 170 a month.
I would say put in parentheses more like $170 per month times 6 months so that everybody's clear that you've set a goal for yourself.
Right. Okay. No problem.
And really that gives you 9 months to do it because, we could
Yeah.
start this fall.
Right. Well, we will start to see first thing what's in there
Yeah, first we gotta get in.
and how many boxes are. Okay, any other suggestions or questions about the other items?
No.
Okay, so let's review it once more. Which is the latest? Is this it?
Yeah, 256.
Okay, so she did email you the revised that we did today. That's a $256,000 budget. And hearing no other questions, I ask for a motion to approve.
Russ, Michelle Park motions to approve the budget for next year.
And Brian from Norwich seconds the motion.
Take the roll.
Dr. Cooper,
Yes,
Brian Gazer,
Yes.
Dr. Kelsall,
Yes.
Trustee Klug.
Yes.
Okay.
motion carries. Okay, any other questions? I'd like to thank you all for doing this. This will then go to the executive committee and then should be up for approval from the full membership in November. Hearing no other points of view or questions, I take a motion to adjourn.
Aaron, I need to talk to you after this is over with. Can I do that real quick? It'll just take a minute.
Yes, Chairman, I'll call you.
All right,
Okay,
thanks.
someone make the motion to adjourn, please.
So
I'll
move.
make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
A second.
Okay, all in favor? Or we have to roll
Aye.
call?
Gotta do a roll
we gotta
call.
Yeah,
Roll call.
Dr. Cooper,
yes.
Brian Gazer,
Yes.
Dr. Kelsall,
Yes.
Trustee Klug.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day. You all
Have a good day.